When I was in university, I went to a Catholic university, and there were people who would go and pray outside of the abortion centers. Although I was personally pro-life, I did not think that I would ever go and pray outside of an abortion center. In my mind, I had the typical view that most people hold of people who are praying outside of the abortion centers, that they're judgmental, that they are trying to make people feel bad, that they're not always kind and loving, and that I did not want to be a part of it. God had different plans for me, obviously, and the first time that I really considered being a part of the pro-life outreach outside of the abortion centers was after I realized that there is a completely different way to approach people outside of an abortion center. When you come outside of those abortion centers and you stand as a prayerful, loving, kind, peaceful person, it changes everything. If we stand there and we just say, "Sweetheart, I know you're going through a really difficult time. Is there anything that I can do to help you? And I'm here today because I love you, and I'm here to pray for you, and I'm here to pray for each and every person who goes in and out of this building." If that's the attitude that we take, then it changes absolutely everything.
There are a lot of common misconceptions about sidewalk advocacy, or reasons that people might not be comfortable being an advocate outside of an abortion center. We want to take just a second and address those concerns before we go any further. Is it safe and is it legal? So yes, praying outside of an abortion center, being a peaceful advocate is totally safe. We would encourage you to just use your common sense and take any safety precautions that you would take on any given day that you were in a city. There are also often policemen and women who make themselves present outside of abortion centers. They are there to protect us just as much as they are to protect anybody else. Is it legal? Yes, totally legal. As Americans, we have the right to peaceful assembly. People may speak unkindly to us as we're advocating outside an abortion center, and we encourage you to take that as an opportunity to meet any unkindness with even more kindness and dispel any stereotypes that people have against pro-life people as being unkind or uncharitable. Maybe some of us have seen or heard pro-life people outside of abortion centers being combative or aggressive towards women. This is not that. We are there to be a loving presence, to be an advocate on behalf of the women there, not to heckle them, not to yell at them. What if you're a man and you feel like maybe it's not your role or you don't have a place to say anything about the discussion of abortion? We would say that actually your role is very important, and the role of men is to protect women and to look out for women. It is good that as a man that you are sensitive to the fact that you can't fully understand what a woman in a crisis pregnancy is going through. But hopefully you and your witness of standing up for what is right, standing up for life and for the good of women, could even make up for the way that so many men don't stand up when they should. Many people think that our prayers can make just as much of an impact at home as they can outside of an abortion center. Standing as a witness against the tragedy of abortion, not only can you make an impact on a woman going inside or on an escort helping women go inside, but on people driving by, people walking by, people who work in office buildings around. Many people don't even know that abortions happen in the places that they do. And we can be a witness to make people think, make them question, should this actually be happening? Our ideal situation would be that we would encounter a woman and she would choose life for her child every time. However, that doesn't always happen. And sometimes we encounter a woman and she still goes through with her abortion. So we also want to be representatives of mercy to her. And there are many women who will go through with their abortion and regret it. So we want to be an opportunity for them also to encounter mercy and ready to connect her with resources for healing so that she can go through life knowing that she still has dignity and worth even though she's experienced the tragedy of abortion. We know it's not easy to go be an advocate outside of an abortion center. But your sacrifice of time, your sacrifice of feeling socially acceptable, and your gift of presence to the women there, even if it's rejected, is never a waste. We don't go because it's fun. We don't stand up for what is right because it feels good, but we do it because it's right and because someone has to do it. And if not you, then who?
I knew that I wanted to do something, and the hardest thing that I could possibly imagine was to step out and face my fears and pray in front of an abortion center. And so I did. I stood there with other people who were praying, and in the midst of that prayer, I felt like he was pushing me off of the sidewalk and that he wanted me to do more. So I grabbed a fistful of flyers and I started trying to reach out to the women with kindness, with love, with compassion. And that day, one person chose life. And then I knew that I had to continue this forever.